An escalating legal battle over election authority in Maricopa County is intensifying with the primary election just weeks away.
A judge previously ruled that the Board of Supervisors improperly stripped Recorder Justin Heap's office of its traditional election duties. But now a clash over physical election equipment has triggered an alleged criminal investigation into Recorder employees. Megan Spector joins us now in studio after sitting in on the virtual hearing today. Megan.
The Arizona primary election countdown is on, with early ballots set to be mailed out in just over a week. But tensions between the elected officials are at an all-time high.
The last place this court wants to be is standing between elected officials right before an election.
The dispute stems from a lawsuit Heap filed claiming the Board of Supervisors seized control of elections by stripping his office of its traditional election duties. In April, the judge agreed with Heap, but Heap's lawyer says the board is ignoring that order.
None of the IT assets or personnel have been returned to the recorder. Control over early voting has not been returned to the recorder.
This feud over control intensified after Heap filed an emergency motion in court, claiming the board referred Recorder's office employees for criminal investigation after Heap's staff was caught on camera removing a ballot scanner from an election facility.
This is a piece of equipment for early voting. It, of necessity, belongs to the recorder by virtue of the court's order as well.
The dispute was referred to the county attorney, who assigned a special prosecutor due to a conflict of interest in representing both the supervisors and the recorder. The attorney representing the Board of Supervisors fiercely denied targeting Heap's staff, accusing Heap's legal team of fabricating.
Completely invented facts, like the board made a criminal referral. That's false. That's absolutely false, and there's no evidence that it's true.
It's an ongoing tug of war about how this dispute can be settled.
What our proposal has always been is that the chair, vice chair, and Mr. Heap sit down and have a conversation that is recorded. We could do a court reporter, we could do a live stream, but something so that people are having an honest conversation and held to what they commit to later on.
Recorder Heap has declined those requests because generally public meetings in front of the board have turned into situations where the board grandstands. He's been yelled at and called a liar by board members on these recorded meetings. It didn't seem like a productive thing. I think mediation would be a much better option.
The judge hopes this can be resolved outside the courtroom before voters head to the polls.
Please keep talking to each other. I know it'd be a miracle if this thing resolved outside of court, but miracles are still possible.
The judge set an evidentiary hearing for later this month. He also said he was going to either order that the parties get together on their own or get them in front of a judicial settlement conference. In studio tonight, Megan Spector, Fox 10 News.